Since most of the videos that I film for my adult content are my real actual life, since I'm a almost 32-year-old adult, I thought it would be kind of cool to do a video series for you guys, I guess, explaining like maybe the story behind the video, how the video happened. Like, I think sometimes it's cool, I'm trying to grab my tripod for you. Sometimes I think it's kind of cool to like see the video and then be like, oh, that's the story behind it. And since I still have my memory now, I thought it would be kind of cute to have like, okay, that's where the adult film came from, but like, how did we get there? Like, how did we get to that? So let me see if I can't do my tripod and get onto it. So the film that I uploaded today is called like A Photographer Has to Get Paid Somehow, and I have to pick really corny titles so that they are applicable. But this video was my very first photo shoot, my very first professional photo shoot. I was living in Atlanta. I had broken up with my partner of 4.5 years, and I moved to Atlanta for a new person, a new love, who was there for school. So I ended up moving with him, and we were polyamorous at the time, and he was not a professional photographer and he was a student. So he's like, I would love it if you got experience with a professional photographer. And anytime that opportunity arises, we're going to jump on it. So randomly, I posted on Instagram one day, and a photographer from Washington, D.C. area contacted me and said, I would love to be your personal photographer. I was following you and your ex before this relationship for years, and I really admired your content and I admire you, so I'd love to shoot you. And I said, hey, I'm not a model. I've never modeled, but I'd love to take this opportunity. So 2 days later, I hop in a rental car and I pay for the rental. I pack my bags and I go up to DC from Atlanta for this photo shoot. And it was maybe a 9-hour drive. It was a 9-hour drive to get there. I remember that, having to stop a few times for myself. So I go all the way, and I'm driving and I'm pulling into town, and I'm like, I'm almost to DC. I'm gonna do this photo shoot this weekend. I'm so excited. And my photographer goes, the party doesn't start for another couple hours. We should be able to get food and hang out and talk. And you, much like me, while we're looking around, what party? What party are we talking about, bro? A party? Who said anything about a party? Excuse me? This person came to find out had scheduled a BDSM kink themed party at his house and expected me to be his guest of the evening for a sex party. Now, this is sounding very 90s photographer, isn't it? Those things where they tell girls, don't go to a photographer. They're all creepy, they're all shady, they all have all these things, other ideas for you. And it seemed like I had gotten roped into that, because I don't know how a party came about, how a adult themed party, like it wasn't like a cocktail party, a celebration for work. It was an adult themed party that I had no idea about and was expected to be the guest of honor. And I had to explain to this photographer, like, one, no, absolutely not. I came for a photo shoot. Two, I have a partner, and I didn't speak to this other person. I'm polyamorous. I'm ethically non-monogamous. I don't just go and do whatever I want to do. I need to talk to my partner about it, and me and my partner consented to a photo shoot. So that whole day shooting got scrapped because this person had a party that they planned. And I pull up outside of their house and I refuse to go inside because I'm like, I'm not going anywhere where this party is. And there come downstairs a bunch of people, like maybe 6 or 7 people. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go with you. Where are you staying? And I said, I didn't know that I was having to like pay for any of my lodging or any, I paid to get up here, and I didn't know you were having a party, which now it's unacceptable for me to stay at your house. I thought we were just gonna do, like a quick shoot. I can crash on your couch. So it was a very eye-opening experience into like, don't take people for your impression. Get very specific details about this. So he was still a really, really nice guy. He ended up getting me a hotel for 3 days, and totally accommodated the fact that I didn't want to go to his party. He was really sweet. We shot. We were really flirty, and I wanted some content for my other pages, so he allowed me to take content, which is the content that you guys would probably have seen that this story goes along with. But on top of I'm having an adult themed party that you don't know anything about, this person apparently had a girlfriend who did not know that they were using their professional photography skills for girls. Their job is a photographer. Like, they do newspaper or magazine photography or something. But his partner did not know that he was doing girls, like pictures of girls or like adult themed or like anything like that. Did not know that he was contacting me, did not know that he stayed in a hotel with me. And although my partner at the time knew exactly what I was doing, to the extent that they could, because what sex party did you let me talk to my partner about? This person's girlfriend knew nothing about what they were doing. I leave from DC. I'm like, I will get my photos from you. I will get my content from you. And even if it's all shot, I did my part and I got the content that I needed so that I can recoup the cost for my trip. And that was like all good and well because I filmed my actual, life as an adult, and, hooking up with a photographer when my partner knew I was going out there and like that I would probably hook up with them. I don't see any problem with that. And like filming it and everything, because I thought it was ethical on everyone's part. But skip forward to 2 weeks later, me and my partner are in Detroit for a Call of Duty video game tournament. And my partner and I are drinking, hanging out with his friends, having a grand old time. And I get a FaceTime call. And I'm like, that's weird. Because when you get a spam call, it's just a regular phone call. If somebody's FaceTiming you, it's a real person. That's not a spam. They have an iPhone. So who is this that's iPhoning me at like midnight in Detroit? So I answer the phone, and it's a Hispanic woman with a like slightly broken accent. And I remember having to be like thinking, am I not hearing her because I'm in a bar and it's like too loud in here, or like I can't understand what she's saying? And I'm saying that because I think English wasn't her native language, and her yelling at me, I didn't understand initially what was wrong. I didn't know that she was yelling at me about this photographer, and I didn't know she was upset about her, partner and her boyfriend. And so I hand the phone to my partner because I'm like, I don't understand what's going on, but this isn't a spam call. This is an actual person who's FaceTiming me, yelling at me, and I don't understand like at all. So my partner answers the phone, and he's like, who? And she's like, they're sleeping together, and do you know that they're doing these things, and do you know? And like she's going on and on and on with my partner, and my partner is like, are you talking about my girlfriend? And she's like, yes, like the girl who answered the phone talking about me. And he's like, my girlfriend, if she hooked up with your boyfriend, then I know about it. So who is your boyfriend? And she starts telling him he's the photographer. And my partner just bust out laughing, could not help himself, was like, this whole adventure, you went up there, he tried to dupe you into a sex party, He tried to dupe you into not actually doing photos. And now it turns out he has a girlfriend who is very upset with his behavior. So all in all, that video makes me laugh so much. And when I look back on it, I think about the shenanigans that went on. There was some slight, like, especially for me, being in a new relationship, my transparency could have been better. Like, when I look back as like a more of an adult now, I see the growing experience and like the things that I can take from it. But generally, when I look back, it's a funny story for me of just like, how did this happen? How did any of this? I'm shaking my head. But now at least you know the anecdotal story that goes behind the video that you see, because I think a lot of people see my content and they don't exactly know like how we got here, who this person is, what's the story behind it. So hopefully I can do a few more of these for you, and if you like them, I'd love to do them because they're real life stories and they're all really, really funny. So